Have you ever found yourself awake before the world, feeling the weight of yesterday's worries and asking, how can I finally feel calm in this chaotic world? In a life filled with stress, anxiety, and constant noise, the ancient wisdom of Buddhism reminds us, true peace doesn't come from fixing the world outside. It begins by finding balance within. For centuries, Buddhist teachings and mindfulness practices have shown people how to let go of stress, release fear, and live with a lighter heart. Just like a lotus rising effortlessly from still water, serenity blooms when we stop clinging to what we can't control. In this video, we'll explore how detachment isn't about giving up or feeling numb. Instead, it's the key to emotional freedom, helping you release what weighs you down so you can fully enjoy the present moment. Through calming reflections and easy meditation tips, you'll discover how to create a daily practice of mindfulness, letting go, and inner peace. Whether you're new to meditation or searching for deeper spiritual growth, these timeless lessons can help you overcome anxiety, embrace calm, and awaken your heart to the beauty of now. Join me on this journey to uncover how Buddhist wisdom can transform your life, helping you let go, breathe easier, and finally feel at home in your own mind. 1. Detachment. Finding peace beyond possessions. In a quiet mountain village, there lived a monk known not for his wisdom, but for his laughter. No matter the season, whether harvest was plenty or storms destroyed crops, he walked through life smiling. One day, a traveler visited and noticed the monk had almost nothing, just a robe, a mat, and a small wooden cup. Curious, the traveler asked, "How can you be so joyful when you own so little? Don't you fear losing the few things you have?" The monk lifted the cup, turned it gently in his hand, and said, "This cup will one day break, perhaps by accident, perhaps by time. But until then, I drink from it and cherish it. I don't pretend it will last forever. So when it's gone, my heart will still be light." This is the lesson of detachment, a teaching found deep within Buddhist wisdom. Detachment isn't about rejecting love or shutting down your emotions. It's about seeing life as it is, ever-changing, always moving, and learning not to chain your happiness to what cannot stay. Most of us hold on tightly to relationships that exhaust us, to possessions that clutter our lives, and to identities that no longer fit who we are becoming. We believe that by gripping harder, we'll feel secure. But in truth, this clinging creates more fear, more pain, and a constant sense of loss. Nature shows us another way. When winter strips the trees bare, they do not resist. They trust the silent promise of spring. In the same way, when we release what is leaving, we make room for what is meant to arrive: growth, peace, and deeper love. Detachment is not coldness, it is freedom. It allows us to love deeply without fear, to enjoy life fully without anxiety, and to face change without breaking apart. This is the first step toward true inner peace and spiritual awakening, learning to let go so your heart and soul can finally breathe. 2. Flowing with life, trusting the unknown. In a quiet fishing village by the sea, there lived an old boatmaker known for his calm nature. One summer, a violent storm struck, tearing one of his boats from the dock and carrying it far into the horizon. The villagers gathered around and cried, "Such terrible luck, master! That was your best boat. How will you make a living now?" The boatmaker simply shrugged and said, "Perhaps bad, perhaps good. Time will tell." A week later, the missing boat drifted back to shore, carrying with it a strange gift: several crates of exotic wood from a wrecked merchant ship. The villagers exclaimed, "How wonderful! Now you can build more boats than ever. What fortune!" The boatmaker only smiled and replied, "Perhaps good, perhaps bad. Time will tell." Not long after, while shaping a mast from the salvaged wood, the boatmaker's apprentice cut his hand deeply. The injury left him unable to work. The villagers sighed, "What bad luck! Now your work will fall behind." But the old man again murmured, "Perhaps bad, perhaps good. Time will tell." Soon after, word arrived that a dangerous sea expedition was being forced upon all able-bodied young men. The injured apprentice, unable to sail, was left behind while the others departed into uncertain waters. Many never returned. The boatmaker, gazing at the calm sea, whispered softly, "The tides know more than we do." The lesson is this: what we label as a blessing or a curse in the moment is often just a single page in a much larger story we cannot yet see. Life's events, whether joyous or painful, weave a pattern that only reveals its beauty with time. Think of your own life. Perhaps you were turned down for a job you longed for, only to later find a path that fit you far better. Or maybe a friendship ended, leaving you with an emptiness that eventually made space for deeper, more authentic connections. Buddhist teachings remind us that life moves in cycles, like the moon waxing and waning. What leaves makes space for what is meant to arrive. Our task is not to pull the moon to fullness faster, but to trust that it will return in its time. Consider also the lesson of the seed. A farmer waters and tends his soil, but he cannot tug at the sprouts to make them grow. Every seed follows its own rhythm, and every struggle in the dark is part of its preparation to bloom. Trusting fate is not passivity. It is the courage to work with what is in our hands, while allowing the rest to unfold in its own season. When we stop demanding that life match our timeline, we find that the grip of fear loosens. The present becomes lighter. We breathe easier, knowing what is truly meant for us cannot be lost, and what is not will fall away, like autumn leaves, making space for new growth. 3. Acceptance. In a remote valley, there was a small temple surrounded by rivers and mist. A young monk lived there, troubled by the weight of his restless mind. Each night he knelt before the shrine, lighting incense and whispering prayers, hoping that his suffering would vanish. Yet every morning the same thoughts returned: worries about what might happen, regrets for what had passed, and anger that the world never unfolded as he wished. One evening he approached the temple's elder and confessed, "Master, I have practiced every chant, every meditation, every ritual, yet my mind still stirs like a storm. I cannot escape my pain. Why won't life listen to me?" The elder smiled softly, pointing to the moon's reflection in the temple pond. "See how the water ripples. If you strike it, the reflection breaks, but if you let it be, it becomes still again. Life is like this pond. You disturb it by demanding it to be different. When you allow it to be as it is, clarity returns on its own. This is the heart of radical acceptance. Acceptance is often mistaken for weakness, but it is not defeat. It is the courage to face reality exactly as it is, without clinging to how it should be. It is choosing to walk alongside life rather than trying to drag it in another direction. Why is this so difficult? Because the human mind craves control. We believe, if I just try harder, if I just resist longer, the world will bend to me. But life is not a rope to be pulled. It is a river moving on its own current. Imagine trying to hold on to the tide as it rolls back into the sea. You can dig your hands deep into the wet sand, grasping with all your strength, but the water still slips away, leaving you drained and empty-handed. Or you can stand back and watch the waves rise and fall, letting their rhythm guide your breath. One path is a battle you can never win. The other teaches you how to move in harmony with what is. Acceptance is not passive. It is not abandoning your dreams or resigning yourself to pain. It is understanding that while you cannot control every event, you can choose your response. Like a sailor who cannot command the tides but learns to adjust the sails, we too can move with life's changes instead of against them. When we stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What is life showing me here?" we free ourselves from endless resistance. We begin to see meaning even in our darkest nights, much like how the stars reveal themselves only in deep darkness. Perhaps the greatest test is accepting ourselves, the parts we try to hide, the choices we regret, the fears we carry. We often believe that punishing ourselves will make us stronger, but true transformation grows from compassion, not self-judgment. Acceptance is a soft surrender, not of our spirit, but of our struggle against reality. It teaches us that everything comes and goes in its time. What is meant to remain will stay. What must pass will pass. When we stop thrashing against the river and simply float, we find a freedom that was always there, a quiet peace waiting in the present moment. 4. Releasing the reins, moving with life's rhythm. At the edge of a wide desert, a traveler approached an old guide, exhausted and covered in dust. "Elder," he said, "I have mapped every path, planned each stop, and still the sandstorms ruin my journey. How can I walk this land without constant frustration?" The guide smiled and pointed to a nomad caravan in the distance. The camels swayed with the wind, shifting direction as the dunes changed. They do not curse the wind for erasing the tracks. They follow its lead and always arrive where they need to be. You too must learn to move as the dunes move. We spend so much of our lives gripping tightly to our imagined maps, our career timelines, our relationship ideals, our visions of how things must unfold. When the winds of change scatter those plans, we panic, convinced something is wrong. Yet the desert teaches us no path is permanent. Only the journey itself is certain. Clinging to control, we suffer, not because life is cruel, but because we are asking it to obey a script it never agreed to follow. Letting go is not the same as giving up. It is learning to meet each moment without forcing it to match our expectations. It is offering our effort wholeheartedly, while understanding that outcomes are shaped by countless forces beyond us, like seeds that sprout when the season, soil, and sun all align, not when we demand it. The lantern and the wind. A parable is told of a villager who carried a lit lantern through a stormy night. The wind blew hard, threatening to snuff the flame. In desperation, the man cupped his hands tightly around the light, guarding it so fiercely that no air could reach it, and in doing so, he suffocated the flame himself. How often do we do the same? We cling to jobs that drain us because we fear the dark of uncertainty. We cling to relationships long after love has turned to duty. We cling to identities that once fit but now suffocate us. We believe holding tighter will protect what we love, but sometimes it is that very grip that extinguishes the light. How do we learn to release? First, we recognize that unpredictability is not an enemy. It is the nature of everything. Seasons shift, rivers change course, even the stars burn out. Our pain comes not from change, but from fighting it. Second, we practice acting without demanding. Plant a garden because tending it brings you joy, not because you need every flower to bloom. Speak honestly, not because you need everyone to approve, but because truth feels lighter than silence. Live the way children dance, simply because there is music. The stillness within meditation helps us see this truth clearly. Sitting in silence, we watch thoughts rise and fall, emotions swell and dissolve, like wind moving through tall grass. Over time, we see that we are not the wind nor the grass. We are the open field that holds it all. Letting go is not about losing our path. It is about trusting that even when the wind scatters our footprints, life has a way of guiding us to where we need to be. It is about walking with an open hand instead of a clenched fist, so that what is meant to come can land, and what must leave can drift away without tearing us apart. When we release the reins, life becomes less like a battlefield and more like a river, sometimes wild, sometimes calm, but always moving forward. And when we stop resisting, we discover the quiet strength to flow with it rather than against it. 5. Practice compassion. One rainy afternoon, a traveler rested beneath the shelter of an ancient oak, her eyes heavy with sorrow. A gentle woman from a nearby village noticed her and approached quietly. "Why do you carry such sadness in your heart?" she asked softly. The traveler looked up, her voice trembling. "I have spoken harshly to those I love. My words have left cracks where there once was trust. I do not know how to forgive myself." The woman smiled kindly and said, "Imagine a potter who breaks a cherished vase by accident. If they shatter the pieces even more out of anger, will the vase ever hold water again? But if they patiently gather the shards and mend them with care, the vase becomes whole once more. Compassion is the glue that restores what guilt breaks apart." In many spiritual teachings, compassion is viewed as a profound healing power. Yet we often forget that it begins with ourselves. We extend kindness to others, forgiving their missteps, but within, we can be our own harshest critics. We replay mistakes like broken records, pointing out every flaw and whispering unforgiving words that we would never say aloud to a friend. But self-judgment is a heavy weight, not a helpful teacher. Like a garden, our inner life needs nurturing, not punishment. Only with gentle care can it bloom. The practice of loving kindness. One practice to cultivate compassion is called metta, or loving kindness meditation. It begins with simple intentions toward ourselves. May I be safe. May I be well. May I find peace. At first, these words may feel strange or even uncomfortable, especially if past regrets linger. But slowly, like soft rain nourishing parched earth, this kindness seeps into our hearts, healing old wounds. As this gentle energy grows within us, it naturally flows outward, to friends, strangers, and even those who have hurt us. We begin to understand that everyone carries unseen struggles, and compassion becomes an acknowledgement of our shared humanity. Releasing the burden of resentment. There's a tale of a man who carried a sack filled with stones everywhere he went. Each stone represented a grievance, a hurt he refused to release. The weight bent his back and wore down his steps. A traveler asked him, "Why carry such a heavy load?" "Because if I drop it, they will never know how much they hurt me," he answered. The traveler replied, "But the burden you bear is only yours to carry." Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal, expecting to throw it at someone else, but burning yourself instead. Bitterness and grudges act as shackles, trapping us in pain long after the wound has healed. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or excusing wrongdoing. It's about freeing ourselves from these chains so we can walk lighter and more freely, finding compassion for those who hurt us. How can we open our hearts to those who cause us pain? First, by recognizing that hurt people often act from their own wounds. This doesn't justify harm, but helps us stop personalizing their actions. Second, by giving ourselves time. Forgiveness is a journey, a gentle letting go, repeated day after day until the heart softens. Lastly, by understanding that compassion is a courageous strength, not a weakness. It takes bravery to release pain and choose peace. The power of compassion in daily life. Living with compassion transforms us. We move from reactive anger to mindful kindness. Our words soften and our presence becomes a place of safety for ourselves and those around us. Compassion might simply be pausing before self-criticism, placing a hand on our chest and saying, "I am learning, I am human." Through compassion, we discover a quiet peace that radiates outward, helping to ease suffering and bring more light into the world. 6. Meditation. The quiet harbor in life's tempests. On the edge of a quiet lake, far from the hum of the village, an old monk once guided his students through the storms of their restless minds. One evening, a young novice approached him, shoulders heavy with frustration. "Master," he said, "I sit in stillness as you teach, but inside, I am anything but still. My thoughts are like birds scattering in every direction. The more I chase them, the more frantic I become. How can I ever find peace?" The old monk led him to the lake's edge. The surface, once calm, had been stirred by the evening wind, rippling in all directions. The master tossed a single pebble into the water and said, "Can you smooth these ripples by force? Can you press the water into stillness with your hands?" The novice shook his head. "Peace," the master said, "is not created by gripping the water. It comes when the wind quiets, when we stop thrashing and allow stillness to return on its own." Meditation is learning how to stop stirring the waters of your mind. Meditation is not about shutting down thoughts or escaping reality. It is the practice of sitting with whatever arises, observing each thought as though it were a leaf floating along a stream, acknowledging it but not chasing it. In these modern days, where notifications, worries, and obligations pull us in 1,000 directions, Meditation is like stepping from a roaring marketplace into the heart of a silent forest. It is here, in the stillness, that we rediscover the sound of our own breath, the rhythm of our heart, and the space where calm naturally lives. Beyond its spiritual essence, meditation is also a balm for the body and mind, reducing stress, easing the heartbeat, sharpening clarity, deepening resilience, and reminding us of life's fleeting nature. In each session, as we breathe and observe, we see that everything, thoughts, fears, and even pain, arises and fades. Nothing lingers forever. This is where freedom lives, in realizing that we are not the storm, but the sky beyond it. Practices for you. Breath. Awareness. Close your eyes and let each inhale and exhale pass like waves without control or force. Gratitude. Reflection. Recall 3 quiet blessings each day: a warm sip of tea, a kind word, or the comfort of shelter. Release meditation. Visualize each worry as a paper lantern. With every exhale, let it drift into the night sky, growing smaller until it vanishes. Over time, meditation becomes the harbor you return to when life's winds rise. Not to escape the world, but to remember, beneath the waves, there is always still water waiting. As we close this chapter, remember, life's twists and turns are part of its rhythm, unpredictable, ever-changing. Yet within you lies a sanctuary of calm and resilience, untouched by chaos. Embracing patience, kindness, and presence lets you reconnect with this inner refuge, no matter the storm outside. If these reflections resonated, take a moment to hold on to the one that spoke most deeply to you. For ongoing guidance and inspiration on this path, subscribe to Mindfulness. New lessons await to support your journey toward peace, wisdom, and wholehearted living. Flow gently, trust deeply, walk with grace.